Well, hello. It's me, the lesbian Madge Weinstein, and once again, my guest advisor is the hideous Hagatha of Taterbugs. Hagatha, what exactly are Taterbugs anyway?
Well, hon, taterbugs is what happens when your vagina falls out. Now, a lot of these women...
Prolapse? You mean like a prolapse?
I guess that's what you call it when your vagina just flops on out. There ain't
Okay.
enough muscles to hold it in. Women of a certain age down south, hard-working women, their vagina just plumb falls out, and they still got to work the fields and pick the cotton and clean the big house. Or if they're poor white, they need to learn how to hold the potatoes and all that, but they got to keep their vagina up in.
Yeah, I heard that the vagina, when inverted or prolapsed, looks like a softball.
No, it looks more like the inside of a cantaloupe or something with the seeds, without this like hanging down, and it's that same kind of fleshy color, but it just hangs out and it just kind of sways in the breeze. But what they do down where I come from,
Okay.
they get a good sized tater and shove it up in there.
Potato. Okay.
Get a good sized potato and shove it up in there, and that's enough to pull the vaginal walls out. Now, the problem is some of these women don't change their taters often enough. Now, you got to change your tater at least once a week.
Okay, so you're saying when your vagina falls out, you put a potato inside the vagina in order to keep it sort of held in place inside of the body cavity so it doesn't stay falling out?
Keeps it back up where it's supposed to be. But if you don't clean your tater or put a fresh tater in once a week, problem is you get tater bugs, because when you're working the fields, those bugs, they smell that tater up in there, and they think, I want to get some of that. So they fly on up in that vagina, and you can get tater bugs. Now, that's how, where I come from, Taterbugs, West Virginia, got its name.
Maggots?
No, tater bugs are like little boll weevils. Now, if you want to eat your tater, that's called flavored tater. Easy.
Flavored tater?
That's when you don't want to let it go to waste. If you're frugal, you'll eat your tater once it's been in place for about a week. That's called a flavored tater.
The moral of the story is when in Taterbugs, West Virginia, do as the migrant white trash farm workers do and stick a potato up your cunt.
Unless you want to eat it. Now, let's go on with the show.
This time, Hagatha, I'm going to answer the first question. Well, I met an extremely large gal named Earl, yes, that's her real name, while doing a live podcast from the scene of the Lane Bryant shooting in the Chicago suburb of Tinley Park. Earl let me videotape her question using a wide-angle lens. Roll tape, Galman!
Madge, I have a question. How can you just want to eat my pussy? I think I got it going on. What's going on? Can you help me?
Well, Earl, first of all, I have some bad news to break to you. You ain't got it going on. But you needn't worry, my girl Earl. You can still get eaten out. Just stick a Twinkie in your cunt and find some fat dyke to eat it out. Love you, Earl. Madge. Your turn, Hagatha.
Well, what I've got for you today, I've got somebody calling in wanting to know about something that a lot of people know about, but not everybody knows all the details. Dear Hagatha, I'm new on the gay scene, and I went out the other day to a 24-hour porn shop. Now, the clerk said I could preview the movies in a mini arcade. Now, I went in the booth, I put my quarters in, and I was shocked to see a real penis poking through a hole in the wall on the right. Now, as if that weren't enough, I turned my head in shock to the other wall, and there was a giant black cock sticking through a hole in the left wall. Well, I turned tail and ran, but now I think I may have passed up a good time. Hagatha, please clue me in as to what was going on. Thanks, Bartholomew.
Wow, that's a great question. So what do you think what advice do you have for Bartst?
Well, he must be really, really new on the scene if he don't know about that. Now, different parts of the country have different kinds of mini arcades. Now, where's my plate, hun?
Oh, we don't do plates today. I thought, why bother with the plates when we can use our hands?
Well, I can't even talk at the same time, so I'll just let it sit there and get thawed out.
Okay.
Bartholomew, what you saw was something we in the gay community call a glory hole. Now, it's risen for the need in gay America for people to enjoy a nice dick without having to have anything to do with the rest of the man, the worthless part. A lot of bi-curious guys, a lot of straight men who like to have a little fun on the side but would never be caught dead with another man in a little booth like that, or in a bedroom or a motel, or out at the strip pits, or in the forest preserve, or at the truck stop, or any of the other normal places sex happens. They don't want to go that route. They find a place like this because then they can hide behind the wall. Now what they'll do is they'll look down, and if they like the person they see, they'll stick their dick through. Now, the kind of man I like will just not look and just ram it through, not caring who's over there, not even the least bit curious. Now, in your case, I call what you had going on 2 tons of fun, because you had the one black one coming out the one side, and then you had the white one in front. Depending on the size of the cubicle, ideally, what you should have done was back up on the black one ever so easily till you get it all in, and then you can work on the white one at the same time. Then you pop off and switch, and you just keep popping and switching until both your boys pull their dicks out of the hole. That means they've had enough. That means they've come, nut in your butt, nut in your mouth, and it's time to move on. Now, that's what you should have done, but you ran. You need to go back there and hope to God that both those boys are still there, because what you experienced was a glory hole, and it is the foundation of any good gay relationship.
Glorious.
Glorious.
Now, I have a question to ask you, Hagatha. Now, we're giving advice to impressionable young men's and women's who are gay. Please start eating your pie. I didn't pay for that for nothing, you know.
Darling, I'm eating.
But I didn't hear you mention anything about condoms. I mean, are you trying to tell me that the black men and the white men had condoms on their huge, hard penises that you advise backing that ass
if
up
you're
to?
romantically inclined, if they're romantically inclined, they'll put a condom on it. But that isn't always the case.
What do you mean romantically inclined?
If they care enough to send the very best, they'll send it through with a condom on it.
But you personally, you don't care, do you?
I think you're getting a little bit personal, but no, I like nut in my butt. Don't you? I know who I am. Do you?
I refuse to answer questions. I'm the hostess of this program. You don't like the pie?
The pie's still frozen like your heart and your vagina. Please, I have to greet my public down. This has gotten me worked up. I have to go down to my glory hole spot and treat my public to the fun they deserve.
Okay, well, you might want to brush your teeth first. Well, that was great fun. If you have a question for Hagatha of Taterbugs or myself, Dr. Lesbian, please send an email with the words "Axe Madge" in the subject line to bloatedlesbian@gmail.com. Once again, bloatedlesbian@gmail.com. We'll see you next time, everyone. Get fucked.
No, but no, I like nut in my butt.
Do over. Do over.